I feel like AI can democratize access to expertise, but it also, I mean, I'm just coming at it from the perspective of education. If it's not implemented thoughtfully in education, because these tools certainly were not designed for educational use, uh, it could really create a whole generation of hazardously incompetent workers who don't have, like these tools are very exciting for, already developed experts, like us to use because we can collaborate with them well and we can judge the output. But what I find with students is that they really need guidance in assessing AI output. They need reminders that it can be wrong, and if you imagine like, okay, you just ask chatbot to create like a Python script for you and it works, cool. What if it stops working and the chatbot can't identify the error and you're like, I don't know Python, I have no idea what's wrong, So I guess I'm concerned about like balancing using these in education, using these tools more like tutors in a tutorial role, not replacing humans, but in a kind of supporting tutorial role rather than as ghostwriters or ghost coders, in the workplace. Those kinds of applications um, are safer and can also increase efficiency, but it's really important to keep developing expertise and reading and writing skills because otherwise, we're going to be, I mean, I don't think that machines are intelligent, but we're going to be, quote unquote, dumber than the machines in some really problematic ways. So we can't even use them intelligently.
I've actually had some interesting last several weeks of true engagement with the AI to help generate code for me.
Uh-huh.
I've written millions of lines of code in
Yeah.
30 or so years. I've literally written millions of lines of code in the last 2 months through instructions,
Yeah.
natural language instructions. And I mean, I know a ton of languages. I hate Python. And so
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's generating Python for me because it's actually a great
Yeah.
exercise to instruct the computer what I want to have done and then
Mhm.
it code almost near language form to me. And it's how other people would be interacting with the AI systems. And so what's really intriguing to me is I've actually become incredibly dependent at this point. I don't even want to code ever again. I totally just want to instruct my vision and have it build it. But you're right, it gets into these situations where you have to kind of handhold it. And it's in some cases it's a junior program. And without the experience, it's programming. It can be dangerous, as you said. But I think it's totally enabling. And not only does it add IQ points, I think it basically gives people free workers. Pennies
Mhm.
on the dollar. You can have an army of workers for you, knowledge workers. So this is great for people with a lot of experience, but a little more challenging. I appreciate for more junior folk, and that's perhaps what you're alluding to.
Andre Karpathy was said like in January 2023, the hottest new programming language is English.
Yeah,
So your like writing skills are kind of more important than ever. And writing skills, are not grammar, right? They are the ability to analyze a rhetorical situation, to know your audience and purpose and immediate context is something that AI is always going to be bad at until we develop like Xenobots or something, which I think would be just it's kind of like life because it can take in sensory input and stuff. These are language-based models. So all they have access to is the words or text that you give them. And they do not know your immediate context unless you are sophisticated enough to prompt them with those details.